A gluten-free pizza crust with just the right amount of crisp on the outside and the perfect chew on the inside is the holy grail of gluten-free baking. The crust I'm going to make for you today is so elevated that I've officially stopped going out for pizza. Let's fix it. Start off by putting the dry ingredients in my electric mixer bowl. You can use any 1-to-1 gluten-free flour mix here. Sweet cassava starch is one of my tricks for a chewier crust. It adds structure and also retains a lot of moisture. Don't forget the salt. Now to make the yeast bath, we need some warm water. Mix in the sugar. And of course the yeast. And we'll let it sit 5 to 10 minutes. Check out that sweet time lapse. Let's mix the dry ingredients together for a minute. Then add in our yeast mixture. You can tell I'm in the zone here. Look at that tongue action, just like Michael Jordan. We'll mix that for a bit until it's combined. Now we're going to add some white vinegar to make a more acidic dough that the yeast will love. Now we'll also add an egg. This creates more structure for our gluten-free crust. And we'll add some olive oil to help emulsify the dough. And we'll just mix it together for a couple minutes. We're going to be doing an overnight fermentation in the fridge, and the mixing bowl is kind of tall to fit in there, so I like to move to a smaller bowl for this part. Let's do an initial warm fermentation on the counter. Check out that sweet time lapse. Then I'll punch it down real quick with a little olive oil on top, and then we'll go into the fridge overnight. A cold 24-hour fermentation is where the chemistry happens. Aside from flavor, the yeast conditions the starches and breaks down the grit, inflating the dough from the inside out. That's the secret to having a light, airy crumb instead of something that is like cardboard.
I told you that was too much yeast.
Fortunately, no I Love Lucy moment with our overnight fermentation here. While the dough's coming up to room temperature, I'm going to sprinkle cornmeal all over my pan, get it ready. This is a really wet, sticky dough, so to help out, I'm going to sprinkle with olive oil, and also I'm wearing rubber gloves. Just keep adding more oil as it starts to get sticky. Let's put some more olive oil on top. I'm going to work the dough from the inside out. And I kind of like to get a nice ridge around the edge of the crust. That's my goal. Flat in the middle and a ridge on the outside. I want to make the pizza crust as nice as possible so it won't get thrown on the roof. That's looking really good. We're going to go into the oven for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees. The gluten-free dough has too much moisture for immediate toppings. We do a 20-minute par bake that locks the structure. This ensures a solid foundation, a crisp outside, and zero raw dough in the center. Here are the results of that par bake. The crust looks really good. Don't worry about the cracks on the top, that's pretty normal. Go ahead and turn the oven up to 450 degrees while you decorate the pizza. So let's add some of my homemade pizza sauce. Now let's add some fresh mozzarella. I usually add about half a pound. You want to break it up into smaller pieces so it all melts together. I like pepperoni, so let's load it up. Pepperoni and jalapeno is one of my favorites, so that's what we're doing today. We'll just finish up with these jalapenos and pop it into the oven. After about 13 minutes in my 450 degree oven, the pizza's ready to come out. To avoid a soggy bottom, take your pizza right out of the pan and put it on the cooling rack as soon as possible. Then we'll add a generous amount of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese onto the cutting board to be sliced into hopefully 8 equal slices. Then right back to the cooling rack. We have to fight that soggy bottom. Let's get a nice amount of fresh basil on there. Now it's time for the taste test. Still pretty hot. This could burn my mouth. If this doesn't make you happy, I don't know what to tell you. The crust is crispy as you can hear. Also has a nice chew. Just inhaled some jalapeno, don't mind me. So the crust has a really nice chew aside from being crispy, so it really is the best of both worlds. The sauce is well balanced, it's slightly acidic. The cheese is nice and smooth and creamy, and you get a little bit of pop from the pepperoni and the jalapeno. I really hope you try making your homemade pizza, especially if you're gluten-free. You can't get anything like this in restaurants. It is super delicious. Thanks for watching.